BBI, Barely Broke Intellects, was founded by Rick Montano, Darron Ayers, and DeMontre Norwood in early 2008. Funny just recalling like the history of it. It started out as just a high school clique called the Intellects, which was a group of students living a hip-hop / skate / breaking kind of lifestyle. But in the process, they were also searching for more profound meanings to life and living. I mean, hence the name Intellects. Well, I guess the school progressed and time elapsed. The group segregated after graduation just to take on the splinters of adulthood. But nonetheless, the seed was planted. It was like watching the growth of the line. I couldn't help but realize that we were pushing T's like drugs. It was crazy because we were all over the place, pitching our clothing, and within the outskirts of our immediate circle and our city, you know, family and friends, they were fiending for it because it was like new and it hit hard. I literally had people walk up to me and say, "Hey, that clothing line that you're working on is crack." I thought it was funny, you know, it made me feel good. It made us all feel good. From there, we just took it and ran with it. And the face of the BBI that originally started in the cornerstone of its foundation is Rick, Mr. Hustle himself. Without Rick, we would have never made it this far. He took that hustler's mentality and magnified it with the designs, network, and promotion, and gave it the essence that actually set the line for its tone. And once we found the essence of the name, Barely Broke, we use that. Because a lot of times people think barely broke, and we say that, and it seems as if it's a negative connotation, but they don't really understand that it has a lot of positive reinforcement to the name. When you think of barely broke, you think of people who are actually just making it. Now in that aspect, it goes to the rich and it goes to the middle class and what you consider lower class. It actually has all of them in there. In explanation, somebody who's rich is always trying to capitalize on more business. So in their mindset, they're really barely broke because they want more. Now you look at somebody who's in the middle or even somebody in the lower class, because it's hard to deter the differences anymore. You see us out here striving. Yes, we're broke, but at the same time, we're not sleeping on concrete pavement. So we're truly barely broke at the same time. And that's what the name really represents. It's everyone. And we appeal to everybody. And I think that's what pushed us so far. People always ask us, like, what sets Barely Broke Intellects aside from other clothing brands or different brands out there? And to be honest, I mean, just the name in itself, Barely Broke, which has monumental symbolism behind it. But when you're looking at it from a fashion perspective, a lot of the things that we do different is the attention to detail on certain tags and preparation of a certain piece, the hard work and the passion that's behind every single design that we make. The time, the effort, I mean, numerous things, whether it's a color or a tag in a certain spot on a t-shirt. We try and make sure that everything we do is definitely precise. Even with the, like I was saying, the attention to detail, it's basically put in a perspective, like, metaphorically speaking, if real life, reality as we all know it had a movie, we would want to be the wardrobe. Because it seems like certain brands, they try and excavate the fashion world to try and find that, or embark, if you will, on that certain jewel or gem, which is basically like maneuvering through that contradiction of always changing yet forever staying the same. We move at the speed of life, so we're always adapting to the new things, but we have that niche that keeps us in our own nucleus that nobody can touch, because you know it's us. You feel me? Some say that hard work, dedication, perseverance, and just the overall longing to succeed are like the key components to unlocking one's purpose. And you got these people who utilize that diligence and they're put to an area or led astray to failure. But then you have those who actually hold on to that and they're put to a destination of success and arrive at that destination even fashionably late, like BBI. It's been a long time coming, yet nevertheless, each day is a successful day because we're moving forward. We're not where we want to be yet, but in time, you can see, and everyone can see. But we're on our way. You know how there's that common idiom that we share in this nation where people say you can tell a lot about a man by the clothing that he wears? Well, like, when you think about it, it's very true. Dress for success. All these things that people share is like, we want to make sure that we capitalize on that because we believe in that. That's why we want to make confidence in clothing. We want to give people that feeling of they can do anything. And that's why our name is so powerful because, like I said, Barely Broke is like, and you look good in it. It's crazy, man. It's founded by the people. So we see people and we make sure that we do something that pertains to them. A lifestyle brand. And we're going far because we're for the people. It's like a conglomerate built up off of civilians. Where you think of Barely Broke, it's like the people have a say-so in it. And that's why we'll always, always be going somewhere. And we couldn't even be where we're at if it wasn't for the knowledge and the wisdom that has been invested in us through people who've made it. Now, I mean, they didn't really give us that golden key, but they did help us. They dropped a lot of knowledge with us, and those knowledge were tools that we use to construct our future in this fashion world. And we have such a strong foundation that we're not going to be removed. If it to be so, we'd actually be considered a landmark that has been started in the progress. One thing that we all take pride in representation of the name, is the fact that we were all barely broke when we started this. We didn't get no loan, or we didn't get no money handed to us so that we can make this work. We did it ourselves, man. We utilized every possible avenue to get the money to start this project. Whether it was working a 9-to-5, anything, you know. So basically that's what Barely Broke was the epitome of, is hustling. Because hustling is finding one way or numerous ways to get things done as far as priority goes. So with that being said, life is a hustle. Dress accordingly.